Hello, dear friends and audience. This is Serena Portal with the message you need to hear. Today's message is about meditation, and if you feel drawn to meditation, then know it is for you. I will repeat that. If you feel drawn to meditation, then know it is for you. Not everyone might be drawn to meditation, and that's okay. Some kind of quieting, rest, energy work can be really helpful for pretty much everyone. But you have to follow your inner voice. You have to do what you're drawn to and what feels right to you. Um, Everyone benefits from taking a breather, though, and everyone can benefit from stopping and just, you don't have to stop your thoughts in meditation. That's, I think, kind of a common fallacy. Your thoughts are unlikely to stop, especially if you're a beginner. But what you do is you just be with them without attaching too much significance to those thoughts. And what happens is you develop a part of your consciousness that is often called the witness. And it's like there's this higher part of you that can look at your thoughts and can look at what you're doing and can see what's happening. And when you have that ability, it just really enriches your life to be able to take a step back when situations arise. And it lengthens the space between what they call the stimulus and the response. I can't remember who talked about it. I think it was maybe Viktor Frankl. And then there's, I'm sure, a lot of other people who have talked about it since then, that there is that space and between stimulus and response. And in some people, it's very small. And those people can be very reactive, and that can create some challenges for them and the people around them. It's between the stimulus and the response, and is really helpful because then it gives you some time to make a choice consciously. There's things that come up in our lives that are just patterns and are almost on automatic. I've been noticing them myself a lot lately, specifically as related to like love, relationships, and that sort of thing. Um, and when we don't have any space there, when we're on automatic, when we're just going from those patterns, we tend to not be making the best choices because we're going from something in the past. We're not actually in the present. We're not in the moment seeing what's happening. So, having that ability to take some space is really helpful for being present in the now. And what and as I was saying earlier, I don't know if everybody was tuned in at that point, meditation can really strengthen that ability to take that space and to create more of a space between the stimulus and the response because we develop this part of ourselves that is the witness, the watcher, or an ability to kind of like let our ego selves step back, our little human selves, and allow our divine consciousness to come in and have some space and have some say in our lives, which can be really helpful. We can make some better decisions under those circumstances. Um, right now, too, we are in a time, I'm recording this as Hurricane Matthew is kind of going around through Florida, and I think Haiti had really bad situation with Hurricane Matthew. So there's a lot of trauma happening in the world in a specific area, and when that's happening, it's good for the rest of us to really ground in and be stable and be available energetically, and if we can be available physically and financially and help the people who are having a challenge, that is really beneficial. It's like the image I'm getting is like when you're in a partnership, you're married or in a long-term partnership, and one of you gets sick and then the other one is hopefully strong at that time. I've noticed in my partnerships a lot of times we take turns being strong or being ill, And that's, I don't think by any coincidence, that's divine design. So the rest of us who are not in a tragedy or a trauma right now, it's really good for us to ground in and be strong and lend energetic support, because it's like, we're a group consciousness here on this earth. As much as not everybody notices it or understands it, we are all one. And it's like one part of us is like, ow, it's like we stubbed our toe massively by losing all the consciousness that left the earth, with 500 or so people that died in Haiti, as what I heard last, and all the other people who are scrambling, potentially losing their homes, potentially losing their properties. So there's a part of us, this body of us, human consciousness on earth, that is really, we need to send all the good stuff there energetically. And if you have the ability to do more than that, certainly financially, physically help out. So, grounding in and being strong in yourself is the place from which you can offer that help and offer that strength and offer some immunity, I guess. That's how, if we're going with the body, the body sends, the immune system sends help, sends uh, benefits to areas that need it in the body. So, as our human body, the best we can do is to be our strongest, kindest, bravest, most loving versions, and offer that to first ourselves and those in our close circles, and then around the world. So, meditation can be really helpful for that. And if you're drawn to it, know that it's for you. It can be very simple as watching your breath. It can, you can choose a mantra. You can watch a candle. You can watch a flame. You can do a guided meditation. There's tons of them available on YouTube. It's really great when you can meditate with other people. I do that with clients sometimes, and sometimes with friends, where even we just get on the phone and meditate, because a few things happen. You create the space for it if you're meeting another person, whereas if it's just you, you might renege on your, oh, I'm going to meditate tonight, but then you don't do it. But when you're with another person, you have a commitment to it more so, which, I'm not going to make a judgment call on whether or not you should make more of a commitment to yourself if that happens, or if I should. You general, not you specific. But we tend to take those things more seriously when we make a commitment with another person to do it. So that's really helpful. And there is just something exponential about it. It's like Jesus talked about prayer. When two or more are gathered in my name, then I can't remember what he said after that. If anyone wants to put it in the comments what Jesus said, what happens. And Abraham Hicks talks about that too. Also, about one in alignment is more powerful than, I think it's 100,000 who are not in alignment. So us finding our own alignment at this time, as things are happening in the world, it's really helpful and beneficial. And people around the world who are watching, I'm in the United States watching our election, and the sort of freak show that is. Send us your good energetic support too, because I think many of us are challenged by that. I mean, personally, I can let it go. I'm not that triggered by what's happening on the world stage, and that's really helpful for me personally. But people are freaking out about it. So, finding our grounding, finding our space, finding our stability. Just, feel into if everyone was sort of triggered and freaking out and reactive, versus if everyone was able to feel resourced and stable and grounded, and like their highest wisdom is the one that's calling the shots. Which world do you want to live in? I definitely prefer the latter. And there's we can't force anybody to be in their highest divine selves, obviously, but standing up and being it yourself is the path, because this is our circle of influence. This is what we can control, is who we are and what we practice. and how we as individuals choose to show up in the world. And more people are going to be inspired by that. So, really take good care of yourself, whether that's meditation or just, good food, exercise. Walking meditation is brilliant. Music, mantras. It's coming, my throat chakra is funny. That's another way I meditate and pray a lot is by singing mantras and praying, singing my prayers, I call it. So I think that's about it for today. And I hope that you're all feeling as good and resourced and strong and stable and abundant and full of love as you can be. And I'm sending that all out to you. Anybody who's watching this, anybody who isn't watching this, and I'm going to be doing some more of those practices this weekend. So I would love it if I knew that some of y'all brothers and sisters out there were joining me in radiating that good, stable love energy, starting from the center with yourself out to the people around you and out to our entire Earth, solar system, universe, all of it. Much love. Have a good one.